Hi everyone, welcome back to Garden on the Moors. Today we've got loads of things to start sowing to kick us off. It's about the middle of March. So yeah, let's get to it. If you do enjoy today's video, please subscribe. Right, let's go. Okay, these are the tomatoes that I'm growing this year. First up, we've got the tomato Sun Gold. We grew these last year and they were absolutely brilliant for us. Really sweet, loads of crop, absolutely brilliant. So definitely growing these again. That's why we've got them this year. I've got a tomato called Midnight Snack. This one I saw on a few people's Instagrams. It looked pretty cool. I just like the appearance of it, so we're gonna give this one a try, see what it's like. You might notice here, it's like on the Sun Golds, it says F1. That means that it's a first generation hybrid. So hopefully, a bit like your Labradoodles and things, it's going to have the best of both. That's the plan for that one. We've got another one here. This is Elsa Craig. This is another one we grew last year. It was a larger tomato, which was nice and juicy and was brilliant when we were trying to make rich tomato sauces for pastas and things like that. Again, that cropped really well, so I was happy with that. The last of the new seeds we've got is this one. Now, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, I don't think, but I'm assuming that it means beef heart tomato, or which we would call perhaps a beef steak, and pomodoro there, so I'm assuming that's another one that's going to be good for sauces and things like that. So yeah, we're going to give this one a go as well. I've heard good things about it. And then last on the list is going to be the Golden Sunrise from last year that are saved seeds. So I also saved the Sun Golds, but because they're a hybrid, they probably won't grow true. So I'm not going to risk it. I've got new seeds and I'm going to try these Golden Sunrise again. These were a lovely bright golden yellow tomato. So it just adds like a nice bit of colour to salads and when you mix them in with things. So yeah, and also they were just a nice milder flavour, so they weren't as like in your face when you're eating them. So they're really nice as well. So yeah, we've got these as well. So the first job to do before we make a start is to get the labels ready, because as soon as they are in that compost, you're going to have no idea who is who. So I'm just going to quickly try and write some. Now I've got terrible handwriting, but as long as I can read it, that's all that matters. So the first one I've got is Golden Sunrise. So to make my life easier, I'm just going to call it Gold. Next up, now then, I'm going to call that one Pomo for Pomodoro. Pomo. And we've got Elsa Craig. I'll try and get Elsa on there. A bit like Frozen. Elsa. I'm informed by my granddad that that's a Scottish island. So there we are. I didn't know that. Midnight Snack. Now let's call that one Night. GHT. And last but not least, well, definitely not least, this is one of my favourites, Sun Golds. So now, although that's similar to Golden Sunrise, I'm going to call that Sun. And then put a little G at the end for Sun G. Now hopefully you'll remember who is who. Now I'll leave these to dry. Whilst it's doing that, I'll get the compost ready. So this is as you can probably tell, a really old seed tray that I've had for years and years and years. It's the old faithful. So we're going to keep using it whilst we still can, because that's the beauty of plastics, probably about the only one, is that they are quite often reusable. So I've got here a multi-purpose peat-free compost, which I always use peat-free because it's much better for the environment. And also, from a selfish point of view, I like going to peatlands, looking for wildflowers and things, and snipe and curlew and things like that. So I don't want to be damaging those areas. Just spreading it all out. I'm not too precious about sieving compost or anything like that. They'll make their way through it eventually. Nearly at the end of the bag, so I'm going to have to get a new bag in a second. In fact, I will get one now. And then this one will become the bin. There we are. Then that will do. I don't want to fill it up too much just yet. I'm just going to pat it down, make sure there's not too much air, because I want any roots that come out to touch compost, not to touch air gaps. Right then, next I need to put 5 drills in. What I'll do first actually is put the labels in. I'm going to do them alphabetical so that if they fall out for any reason, then I know roughly where they should be. So we've got A, G, N, P, and S. Now, you may be wondering why I'm doing them all in one tray. It's because I don't need that many tomato plants. I want a few of each. And also, I'm going to be putting these onto a heat mat. So, I only have one heat mat because they're not expensive, but they're not cheap. So I might as well make the most of the one I've got. So I'm just making shallow drills into the compost. That's that. And then we'll just pop the seeds in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is sow 10 of the first ones, 10 Elsa Craigs, because like I said, I don't need that many tomato plants, and I'm only probably going to keep about 5. So I'm hoping that this way I'll get the 5 best. 2 have just fell in there together, so I'm going to split the 2 out. So then I'll keep the 5 of the best. If there's some other good ones, I'll give them away to some friends or Facebook or anything like that. And that way I've still got loads left over for next year. Because actually these should last till, when's the best before on these? 2023. So I can definitely keep these till next year. Right, I'm just going to sow the rest of these seeds. Okay, that's all of the tomato seeds sowed. So I'm just going to cover them in now. Just go over the drills. Unfortunately, not all of them had very many seeds in. The F1 hybrids didn't have very many. I think the midnight snack only had about 4 seeds in it, so we didn't get to have all 10 in there. So hopefully they all germinate, or else we're going to be a bit short on them. And the other ones though have loads in, so I can save them for next year and get more for our money, even though they're not very expensive. I think they're about £2, £2.50 a packet. So as long as you get, what's that, 2 decent harvests out of them, then you're making your money back really. So, but we do it for fun. That's the main goal. So that's them padded in. I'm just going to tamp them down and then just put a little sprinkling extra on top, just to make sure they're nice and cozy. Not very much, just a little bit. Right, all they need now is a good water, and then I'll put them on the heat mat inside the on a windowsill, and then in a week or so, a couple of weeks time, they should start germinating. Next up to sow are the sweet peas. Usually I sow these in autumn, and I did last year, but unfortunately a little mouse friend came and ate the whole lot. So I'm having to sow them again, that's fine. You know, these things happen. They're a sweet pea called Gwendolyn. I grew them last year. They're absolutely brilliant. Cannot fault them at all. They're a lovely colour, really nice white fading into pink. They smell amazing. They've got a good, strong, straight stem, so brilliant as a cut flower. So I'm definitely growing them again. Also, they have the same name as my grandmother as well. So it's just nice to have a bit of a nice connection like that. And I know you shouldn't really, but go for things like extra quality. But luckily, it's the best of both. So sweet peas, like all peas and beans, have a long taproot. So I'm going to put these into long pots. I'm going to, because it's spring already and they won't be in here for very long, I'm going to probably squeeze about 4 into there, which is a lot, but it'll be fine. They'll be out in the ground before you know it, so it won't matter too much. So I'm just going to fill these pots up with peat-free multi-purpose compost, my favourite. There's one. There's 2. And then we've got 3. These seeds have been soaking for 24 hours in water just to give them a little kick start. Because like I said, it's already the middle of March. So, you know, I don't know how long we've really got. So I'm just going to make some holes in here. Quite deep holes. One in each corner. Like I said, if I was doing these in autumn, I'd probably only do probably about 2 per pot. But because these really won't be in here for very long, it doesn't matter as much. So there's 1. Oopsie daisy. Come back. 2, 3, 4. Get in, you little bleeder. I'll have to scoop them out because they're a bit wet. Some people like to nick sweet pea seeds, which is just put a little cut onto the shell, but I'm not bold enough to do such a thing as that. So I'm just going to do them like this. And then we just close them in, tamp them down. And give them a good squish down. And then top them up so they've got loads of room. Now when these germinate, which hopefully won't be very long, they'll only spend a few weeks in here before I put them into their forever home. So I just need to write a label and give them some water. And then decide whether I risk them in here or take them inside. Probably going to take them inside, to be honest, away from the mice. And also it'll be nice and warm there, which will really kickstart them. So yeah, that's the sweet peas done. Give them a good soaking in. I'll let them drain off. So this is the heat mat we use. It's just your bog standard one off of Amazon that people use for reptiles and all sorts of things like that. So it's nice and cheap. All I do is leave it on and put this on top once the this is all drained through the water so it doesn't get too damp. And then I pop a little cover over the top just to trap the heat. And that's it. We just got to watch this space now. So there we are. That's all the plants and stuff sowed for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more. See you again next time.